Bass to the first ever Holmgang of Gensokyo Podcast, aka the HOGcast, aka a bunch of massive weeps that make music get together and talk about Touhou Metal all fucking day. We got some talented and or beautiful people here today, regardless of what applies to which or whom. Each of you give a little introduction of who you are and what the hell are you doing with your life?
Clearly not much. I'm ArmpitMaiden. I am the creator of Holmgang of Gensokyo in spirit, not name, and I like making weird music about flying, shooting girls. Next.
Beautiful. Anahi.
Sure. I'm Anahi of Crimson Quietus, and I also like making metal about flying girls, but I like to make it like deeper than it actually is.
Ooh.
So, that's it.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Binwee.
Hi, this is Billy of Billy the Bard 11th, Billy Quarnstrom, etc. I make video game metal, anime metal, original metal, some stuff like that.
Okay.
And a lot of good memes, may I add.
Ooh, thanks.
The dankest.
Yeah. Next one.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Ren, one of the arrangers from the Circle H.O.G Daybreak. Not the arranger who submitted a track to H.O.G though. They more or less just found me sitting around the H.O.G server, DM'd me and said, "Yo, we're doing a podcast, you want in?" And I said, sure. So yeah, it's great to be here.
We're happy to have
Hell
you,
yeah.
Mr. Kermit.
And I'm your humble host for this day, night, or whatever it is where you reside. I am Dry Hands, otherwise called Popu from Onryo. I hope we can bring some entertaining talks to you today. And let's get right into it, shall we? Touhou Metal. Metal. And
This is gonna be so great.
What is your fucking catchphrase, my dude? You gotta complete this.
Right on the spot. Okay. Crap.
Yes.
Reclining? Question mark. Take it easy. Haha. Funny. Armpits.
I was waiting for a very cheesy Touhou Metal forever from your side, but hey.
Of course.
You know,
Touhou
the
Metal
thing
forever.
You add to your every
Tasteful.
Very tasteful.
The very thing you add to your every tweet about Holmgang.
I mean, I've just done it because, realistically, Touhou Metal probably won't go on forever. Sorry to be the big bummer around everybody, but it's just to keep the spirit alive. That's more or less it.
Hells to the yes, mate.
But, yeah.
Guessing we start right off. I got my notes here, but looking at them, I think it's actually better if we start with the second point, quite honestly. Get right into the nitty-gritty of Holmgang, because that's way more relevant, actually. So, Holmgang of Gensokyo. Armpit, my dude. Do you remember how it happened?
Like a Winterfield night across the spring. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna keep going anyway. Okay, let's see. It's 2021. Holmgang of Gensokyo, which was titled a few different things back when it first started. I originally had the idea of doing a collab sampler project based off of Barrage Ambring around late 2017, early 2018. I currently don't exactly remember the exact moment where I thought, hey, we should do this. However, I remember making a Discord that's not the current Holmgang International everybody knows and loves or hates. But this was a private Holmgang Discord.
Hate that place.
Yeah, it's really crappy. There's some horrible Janny there named ArmpitMaiden. But more importantly, this Holmgang of Gensokyo.
This is going to be the self-deprecation for Funcast.
This Holmgang of Gensokyo. We have to get used to timings. Congratulations, listeners. We only bring you quality content at HOGcast. But anyway, I'm gonna open up this Discord. This is a private Discord just for artists that I would send messages to, PM or public, just to see if they would be interested in joining. It was originally just nothing between a few individuals. I remember it was me, Popu, And I think some friends from various servers who may or may not still be within the HOG International as we have today. I didn't have a plan. I did not have much connections outside of a few reputable ones on the overland of the metal scene. And I just sent out messages in hopes that people would reply. I had responses from big fans like Diabolic Phantasma, Iron Attack, and etc. But as you can tell, they didn't really make it for one reason or the other. Going on forward, it was literally just a wonderful landslide of happenstance, chance, and luck for Holmgang 1 OG to even pop out. I'm going to be fully frank, I had barely any idea what I was doing production standpoint-wise. I just really, really wanted to contribute to the metal scene. That helps inspire me throughout all the years to even make music. Even if it wouldn't be the best production-wise, I just wanted to show that there's still a scene for it and a community that still actually cares about it. And I'm happy it came to be.
Yeah, you asked me if I remember how it came to be exactly. And I do remember a certain day. It was, pretty sure it was late 2017 or early 2018. And on a certain HOGcrew fans server was where we first met.
Yeah. Oh my god. Holy crap. It's been that long.
Yes. And yeah, we were just exchanging talks about Touhou Metal and Touhou Metal being dead or alive.
Yeah,
and
very dead and not alive.
all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we talked about Barrage Ring. And how cool it would be, how amazing it would be to have like some sort of sampler in the spirit of Barrage Ring happen for, well, not for only Western Touhou Metal fans and artists, but just in general, right? Just get something going again.
Just the full world, just to see what's out there.
Yeah, that was pretty much how I remember like our first talk about it, and then it took about half a year for first proper ideas to really, form
Spawn.
and manifest. Yeah,
outside
spawn.
of regular Touhou fan speculation and dreaming.
Yeah, exactly. Not sure exactly how it came to be, but the name came from me.
Yep, definitely you. I
a
suck
very
at
good
naming
name.
things. It's an extremely good name, absolutely. I would have never thought of anything better.
Yeah, and not long after was when the first sampler dropped, like 2019. It took a very long time, actually.
Yeah, 2019, December 28th, Comic-Cat 97.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Crimson Quitus, since you're in a band with the Mr. Maiden, it probably didn't really take long for you to even hear of Holmgang. What did make you decide to join as Crimson Quitus?
You would actually be wrong. He told me about Holmgang like a month before they released something and said, "Hey, do you want to make a track for it?" And
You fucking kidding me?
I'm kind of an asshole.
so
Kind of, yeah.
I do the like the arrangements for Lycoris Radiata. Previously used to be PPF, and we were starting
Because
to
no
get
one wants to say that full fucking name.
Feed 'em. Fuck off.
yeah. We
I don't want to either, though.
So we were I do like the drum comp and co-arrangements on that, and then he's just like, "Hey, dude, you want to do like a project for Holmgang?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. When is it?" He's like, "Oh, it's a month from now." So I made it was my first time ever actually making a full track, learning production. I sucked. I was really bad back then. Had to learn how to do vocals. Bought a bunch of different plugins and put something together within a month. And honestly, not like super happy with it, but I mean, hey, it was the start of something. So apparently people actually liked it. So now more came out of it. But from my understanding, he just pretty much, like Armpit, he just pretty much was like, "Hey, I like Barrage Ring and I want to do a Barrage Ring," and just reached out to a bunch of people using his overwhelming charisma to make metal about little girls. So it ended up working, apparently.
The man has many flaws, but his networking capabilities are maxed out.
I have no
Straight
idea
up.
how I do it. I don't know how I do it.
Nobody
Me
does.
neither, dude.
All
Alright, beautiful though. Billy the Bard 11th, how did you hear about Holmgang of Gensokyo?
You told me. I'm pretty sure.
No way!
Yeah. You were like, hey, I found this guy on the side of the road. He's making a fucking album or something. You want to join? Something along those lines.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I was like, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you've been doing some Touhou metal covers / arrangements at that point in time. I
Yeah.
think when that dropped, our Satori Maiden collab was already out, right?
I think that might be right, yeah. So I'd been doing a bunch
Yeah,
of...
so
oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead,
Oh.
man.
Yeah, I'd been making some Touhou covers / arrangements for my YouTube channel. And I always was more for the music than the games. I still to this day haven't played nearly enough Touhou. But the music is really good, so that's really been the side of the entire thing that I embrace. So I wasn't a complete
Fucking
newcomer.
news.
Yeah, I'm a fake fan.
Poser.
Yeah, deleted, kicked out.
Okay,
Sorry,
see you
but
guys.
I'm out of the
I
chat.
can't stand for this. Yeah, I think at that point you were like 1 year into making Touhou covers. Something around that point.
Probably.
I urge everyone to check out your stuff more because that illusionary Jorodi arrangement is still one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my entire life.
And the locked
thank
girl
you.
arrangement completely blows me off my socks like every single time I listen to it. It's what immediately made me be
The
like, yep, he has to be
like,
there.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Ren, Mr. Higan Daybreak, my friend,
Oh boy.
how did you...
Okay, so I first heard about HOG, as it would be called, July 2019, I think. Yeah, because it was just after Hifugatari was released, and we sold it at Comic-Cat, because ArmpitMaiden had submitted a track for it. Absolutely wonderful, fantastic song, one of my favorites on the album. Y'all should check it out. And
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome.
Mwah.
Yeah. He's also submitted a track for Wild and Wonderful World, our previous album. So JD and ArmpitMaiden had worked together a couple of times before this, and so JD was participating in the first HOG. Unfortunately, I'm not really, shall we say, metal oriented, so
Yeah.
I'm getting there though. Someday. But yeah, HOG great.
Well, man, you know, I'm still very much eager to hear your personal takes on metal more. Though I have to say, what I've heard of your like Smash Bros albums,
Oh boy.
so yeah, everything. It's awesome. Like it's a very nice, cool approach to electronic music. What would be the actual like specific genre that you do though at the moment? Because I'm not sure how to classify it.
Experimental?
FL Studio Core.
Yeah, let's go with that. I don't know. It depends because I'll do a lot of like electronic or trance arrangements, but I'm also trying to do more orchestral and rock arrangements. Maybe work on a stepping stone to metal.
Yeah.
So as far as genres go, I just try to arrange the song in a style or format that I want to
And
hear.
so far, it's sounding
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, thank you. God, I'm turning like 3 shades of red here.
I mean, just not to cut into you real hard. Number one, Ren's Soundwork Super Sound Series Volume 1 and 2 are out, and they're fantastic. I absolutely do love them. They are experimental. It's really hard to describe, but it's as if he took the originals from the video games and not just simply making a cover, but kind of re-envisioning how they would sound in a newer console and or game series. And it's just really well put. I just love putting it on whenever I'm playing games or just kind of relaxing in the house. But yes, it's super good.
Honestly, great. Yeah.
You guys. Thank you.
I mean, should go without saying, but links to everything will be in the description. So yeah,
Yes.
make sure to check everyone's content out.
This is the part where we're supposed to point to an. Oh, go ahead.
Let's get
I
a
still
little
don't have
divisive.
anything to link.
Oh no.
So
Oh, 6 sucks.
good point as any to say this. Holmgang of Gensokyo now has 3 official releases. One would be the original, the OG Holmgang of Gensokyo, which came out in 2019. The next one would be 1.5. What's the full title?
Night Festival of 10,000 Demons.
Right, and just at the time of this recording, I'm gonna date this whole thing myself, just because it would be horrible if this came out like 2 months from now, and everyone would be like, "Yo, what the fuck were they doing all this time?" No, at the time of this recording, Holmgang of Gensokyo remastered, so a remastered version of the original album, has been out for not even a week.
Yep.
And yeah, so first of all, cheers to that. Congrats to all of us, really.
HOG, yes.
Yay.
Based.
Based.
Hoggers. Boost.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like with that in mind, of all of the Holmgangs, what would be your favorite songs? Or let's start with the first Holmgang, and tell me, what was y'all's favorite track?
Okay. To be honest, I see and view Holmgang 1 not in a production standpoint anymore, but just more of just like a passion project in general. And in that mindset, I'm going to have to say The Last Battalion's Broken Moon. On the Edge of Paradise between me, Popu, and Kiarf, who her vocals are absolutely amazing. And let's see, what else is on that album? I'm trying to remember what I would think. Oh, I am Touhou and Power. I'll give Touhou and Power a go to. Yes, from memory.
All right,
'Cause
all right.
He did that so amazingly and so quickly.
Just to keep it more snappy, go ahead and give us for the other 2 releases also, and everyone will do that.
Oh, okay. Well, lightning round. Then 1.5, without a doubt, Tomorrow by Crimson Quietus. I listen to that like weekly, sometimes bi-daily. It's just one of my favorite tracks ever. Next up,
Oh, damn.
definitely from Onrya, Horai Hunter, because holy shit. Just like, what the fuck? How did you do this? And yeah, those would be my 2 favorite tracks. 2 favorite tracks from 1.5.
All right.
Stole
And
all
on
my
the
answers.
remastered, what would that be?
Remaster? Okay. Then I'm going to have to go with Dry Hands, Post in the Ruin, because once again, how do you keep doing this? Holmgang of Gensokyo by Lycoris Radiata, because it's our official debut. And I don't know if it's cheeky to say again, but once again, On the Edge of Paradise, because wow, I never expected it to turn out that well.
Who, just to give some credit where credit's due, Blind Equation did the production for On the Edge of Paradise Remastered?
Yep, he did Blind Equation, otherwise known as James McHenry, who's also the main guitarist and composer for Portals. He did the production for both Eye Crusher on 1.5 and On the Edge of Paradise for, obviously, the remastered.
All right, enough of Armpit tooting his own horn. Anahi, what is what are your favorites from each of the releases?
For the original, I'm gonna say probably Torrent of Power and Possession Flowers in Full Bloom were my 2 favorite from the original. For 1.5,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that it was Tendinitis Planet, Eye Crusher, and Horai Hunter. I'm gonna say those 3. I'm gonna say those 3 were definitely like all right there for me. And then for the remastered, just to kind of give new life to some of the older songs, my favorite on that one is actually probably Broken Moon, Pulse in the Ruin, and then On the Edge of Paradise sounds way, way better than it used to. So, but
is
I
quite
cannot get
amazing. Did
over
not
the
peg you
intro
for a
to
modern
Broken
prog
Moon
guy.
like ever. It's
Yeah,
just
I
so good.
the King Tones is like to die
That's
for.
very understandable, honestly. Yeah, absolutely.
I just love the clean
Billy.
tone.
Yeah, Armpit just straight up
Must
stole all
agrees.
my answers. So,
Oh, crap.
but first album, I definitely say Broken Moon, Last Battalion, as well as Deceiver by Takamachi Walk. I think those two tracks really knocked it out of the park there. For
Nice.
10,000 Demons, definitely Tomorrow, Crimson Quietus. I'm not usually a black metal guy, but that song just has the sauce. I do re-listen a lot. And of course, Horai Hanta Onryo. Should be,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Because I love me some
You
tech
pronounced it
deathcore.
correctly.
Oh, is it Horai Hanta?
I
No, I mean the Onryo. You
Oh,
did it.
Onryo.
You did
Onryo.
it correctly.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
glad.
mean, I'm fine with Onrya too, but yeah, it's like this little A with the dots on top. That's an O. That's pronounced O.
Hog
Not a lot of people
education.
get that right.
Yeah, I'm blessed
Talk
for
from
my
now on,
Nordic heritage.
Hell yes. Oh, don't take that out of context.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
It's not what I'm...
Oh,
Cut
God.
this part.
Oh, no. Cut it.
What
Okay.
about the remastered?
Okay, well, my answers would be pretty much the same as the original. Although, tooting my own horn, but yours a little bit as well. The remaster of Possession Flowers, produced by Mr. Dry Hands, Mr. Popu, did a great job.
Literally who?
Yeah, I seriously don't know who you're talking about.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that. Then on to Kermit the Frog.
Oh shit! I thought we weren't gonna do that. I've been lied to. Ah! Okay, favorite tracks. Okay, Hog 1, definitely Possession Flowers in Full Bloom, and I'm gonna be biased and say Light the Morning Star.
Oh.
Exotic.
Yeah, but I also have to shout out Grand Rhapsody of the Gods. Very good stuff.
All right.
Hog 1.5, there's a lot of really good stuff, but honestly, I gotta give it to the title track.
My
Yeah.
man.
That does
Oh, man.
exist.
And I'm very glad it does.
And it's... Thank you. It's crazy that it does.
Yeah,
It is beautiful, yeah.
it is. As far as Hog Remastered goes, I'm gonna mix it up and say On the Edge of Paradise and Broken Moon.
Oh, wow. A lot of people like that track.
Weren't both of those named already? What do you mean you mix it up?
I mean, they weren't the same ones that I picked from the original Hog, were they?
I respect that.
To create a completely new original.
Original.
answer.
I think that's what you call an arrangement, my good friends.
An arrangement of favorites. Well, I
Oh,
guess that only leaves me then.
Yes. So, Hog
well-
1.
Let's see. Hog 1. Yeah, definitely. See, it's a little complicated. I'm hovering in between Torrent of Power, Broken Moon, and Possession Flowers in Full Bloom. Though, going by the song I listened to the most would probably be Possession Flowers in Full Bloom in this case.
Called it.
I mean, what can I say? I'm the world's biggest Billy fan.
It's true.
Exactly.
No. I didn't mix
almost like
that
he
song
redid it.
of the original. No.
Yeah, we know.
That was completely unique to Billy. He produced it himself. He wrote it. And honestly, like, I don't know if everyone agrees with this, but that album, like, its production was all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
2, 3, and 4. So Torrent of Power, Broken Moon, and Possession Flowers are in full bloom, along with Takamachi Walk, were definitely the produced the best.
Oh,
I guess you
100%.
could just say.
Well, yeah.
So it's just that they're like, especially in Possession Flowers in Full Bloom, I guess like the production was there, the songwriting was there, and it's just such a fucking bop. It's so fun.
Dude, it's
man.
got Zumpets.
It has got armpits.
Yes, approved Sunpits. I'll never forget you asking me to do that.
Can I please use that? Can I please use armpits?
I would
mean,
not.
honestly, that is That is the most genius musical
It's
choice in the whole
literally
thing.
a 5D chess move. If I said no, I wouldn't be worthy of like the captain of Hong.
So yeah, like that's my definite answer on the one. I think Possession Flowers in full bloom. Moving on to 1.5, gotta give it to Tendonitis Planet and Night Festival of 10,000 Demons, the title track. I did love Eye Crusher because of its relentless, just like the opening was pretty fucking heavy, man. But
Thank you.
I cannot lie. Tendonitis Planet had the riffs, and Night Festival of 10,000 Demons is like one of the best 15 plus minute songs I've ever heard, and that's coming from the guy who listened to Equilibrium's Mana nonstop when he was like, I don't know, 15 or some shit.
That really means a lot,
I guess-
considering the blood, sweat, and tears that went into producing, recording, and tracking that thing. I can't really think.
Man,
you
I cannot imagine writing a song that length. Like,
It did take. People freak out because it took 8 months, and people are like, "It didn't take a year." I'm like, "No, we had we didn't think it would be this expansive or task taking. We thought, yeah, it's only going to be 3 movements. How bad could it be?" And
I mean, if I know Realm Weaver, his parts were probably written in a week or so.
absolutely, actually, funnily
that
enough, no, not at all. The amount of
Oh,
rewrites
shit.
he did, along with me, were extremely expansive. If I were able to bring the original project file from like the first 2 months to like the next 4 months, and then to the finalized version, they'd be completely different songs. But I will say,
fair.
when it came to tracking, he was done first.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise there. He's probably by far the best guitarist I know.
Same.
Yeah, I think on H.O.G, the only guy like purely by guitar skills that can rival him is Nigari from the Last Battalion.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But
I was
even then, go ahead.
I was just about to say, I just wanted to like throw my 2 cents in for Tendonitis Planet. He just keeps doing it. I don't know how he keeps doing it. It terrifies me.
It's
Actually,
the modern prog goodness, man.
do you fun fact for people listening, if you look up Tendonitis Planet from the Last Battalion on YouTube, you're going to find a lovely channel from a guitarist who does covers who attempts to do the riff in that and fails. I love him. I commented it on it. It's so adorable, but it just goes to show he really put in like 150% effort for making this track for H.O.G.
Yeah, man. We gotta make sure that somehow Jason Richardson gets a copy of that.
Yeah, I know,
somehow.
right?
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like the fucking idea behind that too. Like, I mean, honestly, Touhou Metal references to other bands and other music is nothing new. Like, there's this beautiful arrangement of Aaron's theme that incorporates like Ministry of Deserted Souls, I think it was, by Dream Theater. There's a whole Mudasa arrangement that is built on, I think it was Super Beast from Rob Zombie.
Yep.
Like, that shit's, we're no strangers to that. It's kind of a common practice to worship the roots of metal in all kinds of ways. But Jason Richardson...
This is very like new and like immediate, unexpected.
needs a very specifically, like, you can't do that shit unless you're a guitar god. So
We are just out here flexing Nagari because he deserves it.
yeah, man, he's amazing. I'm guessing before we ruminate too much on that point, though, when it comes to remastered, I still love the song Possession Flowers in full bloom, but seeing how on that release I produced it, it feels weird to say that now or list it as my favorite. Just because I had part in it. But what I can say for sure is that the remaster of Torrent of Power blew it out of the park. That is so crisp, so pumpy, so nice.
It's what happens when you
That-
put...
For the remaster, that's probably my favorite, yeah.
I was about to say, it's what happens when you put one of the best guitarists that we know of with one of the best producers around to make a Touhou track
Yeah,
of all
pretty much.
godly things.
Pretty sure that that guy also produced the Spectrum of Delusion album. Am I wrong?
That would be completely correct. He is behind Spectrum Delusion's newest album, as well as Night Festival. His name is Raven Miguel. Fantastic guy.
Just all around such an such an amazing reimagining. Not really a reimagining. I consider this the version of that song, really.
The Suika arrangement, the primordial missing power.
Yes. I'm honestly theorizing. It's not actually Realm and Nigari who are amazing. It's Suika. Suika is the one who makes these tracks so awesome.
That's the secret sauce.
It's been a common theme.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Let's get a little bit more personal into the creative side of things, and I would just like to know, like, short and snappy, what are your approaches to arranging the Touhou goodness, Armpit?
Arrangements. Okay, short and snappy. That's funny. So,
Everything
kinda
but
hard.
short and snappy.
Well, it's kind of funny. Not to break dialogue real quick, but I've been arranging for about 7 years now. I've only been arranging metal for about 3 or 4. Whenever I would take an arrangement for Maiden's Capriccio, which is my orchestra project, I would stereotypically take melodies or certain motifs from the original, slow them down, speed them up, and see if I can get more of an emotional response from them, and see if I can add in new elements to bring light to that. However, when it comes to metal, it's more or less the same process, but instead of just simply slowing down or bringing up melodies or changing sections, I kind of like the idea of, all right, how would this sound if it was a bit more blackened, or all right, how would this sound if I kind of went for more of a melodically death metal approach, and kind of experiment from there. I never really have a pinpointed idea of where to go to. It normally starts off with like a riff or idea that may not even be related to Touhou, but over time I formulate it into the song that I want it to be.
If I'm not completely mistaken, primarily you are a pianist, right?
Yep.
I don't know, like, if you got a proper, like in parentheses, musical education behind you, or if you're just like self-taught.
Well, Anuhi here could actually help me answer this question, because he was around
Yes.
exactly when I started. He shared the keyboarding class I was in high school. And to kind of answer on, like, if I was trained properly, no, not at all. Absolutely not. Not in the lick of the slightest. Our teacher did not teach me much of anything. I actually ended up almost failing the first quarter of that year for keyboarding, because I refused to learn Mary Had a Little Lamb and other contemporary piano compositions, because I found them extremely boring and not worth my time. However, I printed out Touhou piano seeds that were completely out of my skill level and talent and everything, and regardless, practiced them from day one. I ended up staying in the piano rooms 2 hours before school and sometimes 3 to 4 hours after school just practicing, and that's how I got my start.
Did that play in a lot in how you write music? Because I'm pretty sure, if I understood right, like, Maiden's Capriccio, of course, is first and foremost an orchestral thing, and with everything recent being more metal oriented. And currently, your metal tracks, I think, you mostly write in Guitar Pro as sheet music, pretty much, or as tablature.
That would be correct, yeah. Differences between Maiden's Capriccio or any of my orchestral projects and more of my metal projects. Fun fact, I guess this goes back to me saying how fast I could do things. Maiden's Capriccio tracks take me no longer than 6 to 8 hours in total. I do everything in DAW. I do everything on the spot and on using my piano's depth, I guess depth and velocity detection, so I can give the instruments as much of a realistic portion as possible. I do further editing to make sure it's on time. And yeah, however, for metal, I normally open up a Guitar Pro tab after I'm either A, doing a jam practice with Anui, or B, think of a riff on my own, write it down, and then I build upon it slowly. But yeah, even Grand Rhapsody of the Gods had a very unique production. It was half Guitar Pro tab and half on the spot. The introduction and pretty much all the symphonics were added in DAW immediately, and then I had to write a Guitar Pro tab within the right BPM and time signature of what riffs to put in. It was really unique. Really unique.
All right. Arno here. I guess when it comes to Lycoris, Radiata, you mostly, as a drummer, bounce off of whatever armpit sends you, but for Crimson Quietus, as a primarily a drummer, one of two in this chat right now, how did you approach the whole thing? Because I do not know if you actually play guitar or like what sort of if you're a multi instrumentalist or what you relied on during songwriting, pretty much. So give us a rundown of that.
I feel like my songwriting has changed from the first album to the second album, but I also primarily look at it from a pianist perspective. Both me and Armpit, like he said, we both took keyboarding. I think we were trying to type faster, and we didn't realize that like keyboarding was actually for pianos.
Oh yeah.
So
Jesus! I thought you were going for a bad pun there, but it turns out you're actually.
I completely forgot.
So we're both like, hey, we should probably get like a I think this is sophomore year. We should probably type faster so we can get like a good job in like computers and stuff. And we walk in and there's pianos everywhere, and we're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, junior year hits up and we're like,
what-
this isn't what we wanted.
So
What made you get into music? Yeah, I wanted to be an accountant, actually.
so
What the hell?
That's very
so
funny.
it's it ended up being where like Armpit said, we kind of didn't really care much for the class. Granted, I did better because I actually paid attention, but
Oh, flex.
we both kind of came from the same spot. So when I go into arranging, and no, I have no guitar background whatsoever. The only thing that I have is the stuff that Armpit sends me when I work on drums. But for me personally, I've always liked music that you can like delve into and kind of feel either emotionally or like deeper. I don't know, just like this wall of like soundscape that just kind of washes over you. So personally, I think that you tend to get that with tremolos, chords, blast beats, etc. So I was like, you know what? Why not just make black metal? So I literally approached it as a piano player. I went and I played every single chord on the piano, and then I used a program to transition it to guitar, and that's literally it. And I didn't.
Yeah, that's the kind of interesting stuff that I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know riffs. I don't know anything like that, or any like the technical. Crazy
Don't
stuff.
worry, no black metal head does.
That is not true.
And that's the reason why I help with the recording sometimes.
Yeah. He'll do like guitar stuff for me, but I always find you get more emotion that way. So I've just kind of tried to create like that wall of sound that I'm so familiar with in my tracks to hopefully try to give people the same type of experience that I like in my music.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Now here comes another very extreme angle, because Billy, for a long time you created music and arrangements on a weekly to bi-weekly basis for a very long time, over a very long period of time. How the hell does that even work?
Well, I was mostly unemployed. That's the first thing.
Hey, it always works. Neat life.
Yes.
Need life.
Yeah. Yeah, I had this kind of job where they'd call you in when they needed you, and lots of free time. And I'm not doing it anymore now that I got the 9 to 5, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel that hard.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Music is fun, but energy.
You're mostly on my side of the coin, whereas you mostly arrange directly in DAW, right? Where does it start though? Like, do you riff to an original piece of music, or do you dissect a MIDI? What's going on there?
Typically what I would do is I'll download the track that I'm going to be covering with like a YouTube to MP3 converter or something.
Hey.
I'll smack that into the DAW. I'll find the tempo, which is hard sometimes. It'll be 173.21 BPM or something.
Oh God.
Yeah.
then I will manually program the MIDI of the melody of that with like a piano VST or something. And then once I have that, that's when I start doing my own thing to it. And usually starts with drums, because as you mentioned, I'm primarily a drummer.
A magnificent drummer.
Thank you. I think I'm losing my chops though. Haven't drummed in over a year.
Same.
Oh, man.
It's
Yeah,
sad,
same for
apartment
anime.
life, you know.
I jammed with this man before he stopped drumming.
It's true. Yeah, and after the drums are done, that's when I'll get the guitar in. Sometimes I'll start with a MIDI guitar, just because I'm at my computer at the time. Or if I'm really feeling it, I'll just get out the real guitar and jam along and track things as I go. Mostly like that.
Real guitars. That's
real
for
guitar,
grandpas.
boys.
But yeah, I can only attest to this man's drumming skills because I was there when it happened in the flesh. And
In the flesh?
For the
it
very
was so
last
good.
time.
I kind of forgot how to play guitar during because
You gotta love when that happens. It's super great.
I was yeah, it was just too great. I mean, to be fair, this happened during Euroblast 2018. They had a little jamming room with a small array of instruments available. And to be fair, there were 2 guitars, and a lot of the time when people don't know each other and they try to jam with each other, it just doesn't work out. So the riffs weren't going anywhere, but the drums, my man, they were beautiful.
You're too kind.
So, Mr. Electronic Music, over here,
Oh boy.
this is gonna be yet another radically different angle to music making, because you don't use any instruments at all, do you?
Not in the actual arrangements themselves, but when I'm experimenting with ideas, I'll either pull out my guitar or keyboard and just see what I can do, what works, what doesn't.
Ah, okay. Didn't know you had one.
Yeah.
Me neither, actually.
Well, ideally, I would like to start recording live instruments once I get a space set up, because I would love to do some arrangements with guitar, keyboard, or if I feel really zesty, use my tenor saxophone.
Oh, holy shit! I
What the
would
fuck?
love that.
Me too,
I
same.
would love that.
Noted for
Bro,
future
Touhou Metal
purposes.
with the fucking saxophone, dude.
Oh boy.
Ren featured on every single song on H.O.G.
HOG2, HOG saxophone.
Collab, bro.
Collab, please.
I don't think I'm that good.
Bro, I want that. Sax
man.
in metal, dude. We're gonna make fucking. Dudes. Okay, just throwing that out right now. It's just saying this right now. Rivers of Nile style arrangement.
Yes.
But it's Komachi.
Double yes. I need those.
Hell
Bro.
yeah.
Sign me up.
Already done.
Oh man.
Oh,
with
boy.
a beautiful sax. Oh, dude.
But
Hell yes.
yeah.
Okay, this has been enlightening.
All right, but back to the question at hand here. If I've got ideas I just kind of want to experiment with, I'll mess around on one of those. But after that, it's primarily just loading up the DAW, trying to primarily before I arrange something, I always try to transcribe it. Even though that's kind of unnecessary, I just find it helps me focus. And then same deal as what ArmpitMaiden said, where I'm looking at like the melodies and stuff, changing the tempo, seeing what I can do, just to I don't know. Ideally, I'd like to try and convey a feeling. Like I'm going to admit, technically my stuff isn't that great, but I'm more so concerned about the mood anyway.
Extremely valid.
You should make black metal.
I mean,
Joining the kilt one.
I'd
Come to the cult side.
I'm getting into more black metal right now as well. Like for the fact of the matter for me is, for how easy it is, it also the most quickly gets you like the most huge and pleasant sounding results, unless you go like full on skrunk. then it, yeah.
Love that scrunch.
But just not to go too far away from his point, I was just gonna add on to the fact emotionally. That's pretty much exactly what I go for my arrangements as well. The emotional the way to convey emotions through music, even if it's not black metal. Even though I will say black metal is one of the easiest ways to do that by far, and it's one of the best ways to do that. I see exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. The it's every now and again though I'll just do something because it seems like a really stupid idea at the time, and it ends up working out. Like
Hey.
with the song Reflections from Wild and Wonderful World, for example, the latter half of that song came about because I just thought, hey, what if I did Riverside View in 4/4, and it worked.
Yeah.
The one time where it was like,
I'm actually very impressed, not only with your speed but also accuracy, because back when we had the HOG stream, and you did that Skies of Arcadia, that little Skies of Arcadia arrangement. I think it was the ship battle. Which one was it?
it was the dungeon music, the military dungeon
music,
one.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that has these like really intricate and nice arpeggios in the background, and you nailed those like in a matter of, I think, like 20 minutes while we were like streaming, maybe 30, but it was pretty fucking great.
It's one of those things like if I'm really feeling an arrangement, I will literally just sit there, listen to it on loop, and like just go note by note if I have to until I get it right. So as a
Yeah,
result,
I feel that.
there's one song from Mega Man 04 I never ever want to hear again, because I spent like 4 hours on the first like just 16 bars of the song.
Bro, that's a feel.
That's a big
It's like,
field.
no, this needs to be right. This one note, it's wrong. Why is it wrong?
Yeah. There are only 12 notes every octave. Why is this happening?
Oh man, yeah.
Just end up going tone deaf, and it's like, is there an accidental here? I can't tell anymore.
Oh, bro.
Well, this leaves you, Popu.
Oh yeah, I guess I exist, huh?
Yeah, kinda, I guess.
and we're glad you do.
Oh, stop it. Well, let's see. I don't really have a like set in stone approach to music making just yet. I'm still trying to figure a lot of shit out in that regard. A lot of the time, though, it starts with me just like riffing, like straight up just riffing or jamming to a song.
Big same.
Fun fact, one of, or rather best training methods I had for guitar was jamming to Café de Touhou non-stop. That was like one of the most educational, I guess, programs I went through. And it sounds really silly, but it is as such, because jazz is insane.
It's just the best.
But also it's amazing. And those albums, Café de Touhou by DDBY, it's beautiful. What else can you really say to that?
Overbearingly intricate.
Yeah. It mostly starts with riffs or some leads or just straight up ideas that I get for a full-blown arrangement that I can hear in my head, but rarely, if ever, like realize, because you know when you listen to a song and you love what's going on, but you can't quite tell what it is? Well, take that, but also it's happening in your head, so it's all the more nebulous. I guess to get more specific, though, with Onryo, the Hodai Hunter. Initially, I wanted it to be very, very Infant Annihilator-like, right? Because the working title for that song was actually Moko Annihilator. Though
HOG.
Moko was the one doing the annihilating, so it's a little bit... but it did turn out very differently. Very, very differently. I did plan on incorporating folk influences, though I did not plan on doing what I did there, which honestly, that is one of my most proud achievements as an arranger, musician, all around. The the specific like Renaissance. The Renaissance folk breakdown with the absolute flutage.
The flutage. Oh yes.
Like that is one of the best things. But looking back at it, I don't quite know how the hell it even started. It started with riffing. I know that I used some MIDI guitars at the beginning and retracked them at like 30%, like minus 30%, so 70% or 80% of the speed. I just can't, for the life of me, sweep at that insane speed, my dude. So yeah, I was cheating here and there. But honestly, I don't remember how it all came together. It was very much simpler with the H.O.G remastered Kokoro arrangement, Pulse into Ruin, where it's really just me riffing and hitting some keyboard keys and adding some sweet little ambience here and there. Like that's all it is really. It's just riffing and some production sparkle here and there with the pitch shifting and whatnot.
And therefore not.
But that was really, that was just jamming out, honestly. It was originally supposed to be something else, like for a different, not yet to be named project. But it didn't fit that in the end. So I just went with it. And since it didn't fit Onryo either, I just thought, hey, I'm gonna pull an ArmpitMaiden and just give it my name. So there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I need to figure something out.
Very cool.
Sure. I mean,
I think I can speak for everybody that if this is you not knowing what you're doing with the ranges, then continue to not know what you're doing with the ranges, please.
yes, absolutely, completely oblivious to any normal things by far.
I will, I will continue to learn how to not do my fucking job and perfect the craft of being a half-baked musician who also has really nice ideas somehow.
If you can be a half-baked musician who makes full-baked ideas, then do it. Just keep doing it.
Hell yeah, brah.
Oh, man. Well,
That is the nitty-gritty of the H.O.G. So
Yep.
let's get in a little more casual content then. Though still relevant, Touhou Metal and Touhou music. So, when did you first discover Touhou? And of course, to an extent, Touhou Metal.
okay. Well,
Don't imagine that armpit story will be extremely similar to mine.
Well, all right. I'm just to give, since I'm only doing this question once, might as well give the full story. First time I ever encountered Touhou ever, I was probably 10. I was on YouTube at a friend's house, and I was a Sonic fan. This is relevant. More importantly, do you remember the Touhou PV Kero Kero 9 dance featuring
Of course,
Sawako?
holy shit.
Yeah. I was Touhou hijacked at age 10. It wasn't even the original video. It was a Sonic edit, actually. I had no idea what the fuck I was viewing, by the way. I did not plan on this. The
This
YouTube
is so
algorithm
cursed.
simply blessed me with this knowledge arcanely. I forgot about it from that point on. Now, fast forward a few years. Middle school, 8th, 7th grade, I was a animator. Specifically, I was trying to be a pivot stick figure animator, and I was really into stick figure fights and animations. One of these animations around 8th grade, middle of the summer, I ran into. And I have this pulled up on another tab, just because I have to remember it. It's called RHG Battle Morion X Oxorb on YouTube. This is a re-upload from the original, and it featured Fires of Hawkeye and Touhou 12 OST. And I instantly fell in love, and I was like, where the fuck is this from? So I did a stereotypical binge of what's going on with it. I looked for it. I found a very shady link to Touhou 12 that wasn't Touhou 12 and gave me a virus, but I still played it, not smartly. I sucked. I got my ass whooped by Nazrin, and I thought, wow, this is a good video game. And then I got Touhou 7, and from then on, I was addicted. But as far as Touhou Metal, the very first inkling of it I had ever, and I was never really into extreme metal. My first experience of death metal was Thousand Leaves, Early Years of Sorrow. I was in 9th grade, in my closet, actually, after going off of a pirate site, doujinstyle.com, I guess it's .org now, and blew my fucking mind. My first album ever was from O Life Japan with the Reimu on the cover, and my second album was Sonic Hybrid Orchestra 5, all Reimu themed
my
stuff.
man.
Yeah, I know, right? I jammed the fuck out of those so much. But yeah, Thousand Leaves, Early Years of Sorrow is what put my foot in the door for getting into metal and therefore Touhou Metal officially.
Fantastic. Anohi, do you want to tell us about your dark past as well?
Well,
Your venture into the other fandoms?
oh, well, let's not talk about those, actually. Let's talk about Touhou. I discovered Touhou from some loser in my high school that did nothing but prattle on about it, named ArmpitMaiden.
Hi.
And originally,
Who has even named that?
well, I mean, you know,
Nobody.
it was a work in progress, but so originally we talked a lot about scary games, actually. So like we were super into like Amnesia: The Dark Descent, SCP: Containment Breach, even like some bit of like Slender or anything like that. Like those were the kind of things
were the
that
years.
those were sick. And he would like bring out these like fan-in stories of like the different Touhou characters and like how badass they were. I'm like, all right, that sounds kind of cool. So eventually piqued my interest because at the time I was really into electronic and orchestral music. The heaviest I'd probably ever done music-wise is probably Time of Dying by 3 Days Grace. That was probably the heaviest I've had music-wise.
What the fuck?
So he decided, hey, let me
Bro, I
give you...
love metal. Let's listen to some Linkin Park in the fucking parking lot, bro.
So, funny enough, he started me out with, I don't know the Japanese name, but it was Apocalypse, the Mima on the cover for Black Knight
Oh,
Funeral.
Black Knight Funeral. I'm Kokiyasu.
I don't remember yeah, Kokiyasu, that's right. And at the time, I was like, the fuck is this shit?
Cursed.
Yeah, I was like,
cursed, very
what is
basic.
this? But I listened to it some more. He gave me some more orchestral stuff because I was really into that stuff with that. But eventually, something clicked. And after he had given me enough albums, which let me go ahead and preference, he's done this to like 20 people in our high school. I was not the first.
Yeah, you are. That's an entirely different segment that could happen. I am horrible at that.
He did to the big Touhou bands what he did in our high school, and it worked both ways the same way. So eventually I got into Thousand Leaves and Dimitori, and I would say those were like my gateway drug, and metal ended up just kind of being to me more like a more theatrical and more complex rock. So I was like, man, this is just good, you know. So
Yeah.
eventually, I got used to the screams. You know, there's a waiting period on that.
Yeah.
And you know, eventually, just I am what I am today. I can listen to probably anything and like it at this point.
That is very nice. I like how it's interweaved. There's interwoven. There's like a narrative here.
It's because I'm a parasite. I don't know if.
Oh, dude,
kind
when
of
we
a
get to
horrible
my
parasite.
story, you will understand you're not the only one.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Billy, what
Yes.
what made you discover Touhou?
Okay,
How did you get into
this is
Touhou and Touhou Metal?
this is the part where I get cancelled by you guys.
No, no. This is the part.
I already know what's coming.
Yeah, I gave the boys a taste before. Okay, so imagine a 15-year-old me, 15 or so, scrolling YouTube, watching something, and there on the recommended sidebar, I saw this funny, weird black and white music
No.
video. And it was Bad Apple.
Never mind. Friendship ended with Billy the Bard.
Why is he even here?
Understandable. Yeah. Yeah, I should just show myself out, really. Who am I kidding?
But go on, yeah.
I listened to that and I was like, hey, that's a bop. That's quite the bop, man. And I had to read through the comments to find out what the
What the
the
actual
source
hell
was.
it was? Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, oh
And
So-
on to X Hentai you went.
yes. 1 week later, I came out the man you see before you today.
I can't believe we're all getting called out like this.
Okay, so more specifically, Touhou Metal. I would say a couple of years later, I similarly stumbled upon a drum cover of Demetori's arrangement of You and Owen Was Her. And yeah, the process was similar. Oh, hey, that's pretty good. What's this from? You know.
Ain't that the joke?
Oh, hey, I know this.
Wait, they're
Yeah.
connected?
And what? What? And then at some point, me and Popu became friends, and he probably. I'd be surprised if you mentioned Touhou to me ever.
Well,
Yeah.
I just feel slight discomfort by the way you just had this big pause before you decided to call us friends.
Yeah. I was looking for the word. Okay? I was gonna say acquainted, but I couldn't think of it.
Wow.
Sorry. And I'm
It's
pretty
all
sure
good.
I'm pretty sure it's been an exponential growth from exposure to Touhou from your side, and I've gotten more of a grasp of what the entire thing and culture is like. And at some point, I decided to dip my toes into arranging the music myself on YouTube, and I think I've done
and that was beautiful.
I think I've done like 12 or 13 arrangements now. Hopefully more
They're all
to
very
come.
based.
Thank you.
I think there's a bit more, yeah. Like, I've been chilling that stuff left and right.
Yeah.
Though not as much as the originals, though. I'm chilling that shit way more.
Everything by Billy Good, trademarked.
Yep. That's pretty much it, yep. By the way, have you guys ever heard of a guy, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but there's this guy called Yama-io who does really nice and comfy electronic tracks. You should check him out, just saying.
Note to self, then. Gonna write that down.
All right, then. Ren,
I'm sorry.
why don't you give us a rundown?
I have like the most mundane story behind this. How I got into
boy.
Touhou was last final year in high school. My the guy who is now my best friend had just recently moved into town and stuff. We had the same programming class, and we got to talking, and eventually in conversation it came up. It's like, hey, do you play Danmaku games? And I'm like, the fuck are those?
Danmaku.
And so he'd talk about them here and there, and when we finally ended up hanging out outside of school, I went over to his place, and he forced me to play Double Spoiler and Hisoten, and that was kind of that was the beginning of the descent into darkness. And given where we're at now, I wonder if I find myself wondering if he stops and recoils in horror at what he has created. As far as
Add the Kermit recoils emoji right here.
oh boy, what hath God wrought? I need that I need that emote now. God damn
There
it.
it is.
Yeah,
same.
As far as my introduction into like Touhou metal goes, it's again pretty basic. You know, since I actually knew at this point I had played the games, I'd listened to some of the original music. You know, just looking up arrangements and stuff on YouTube, and then stumbled across, I think it was Demetori's arrangement of Necrophantasia, and listening to it, I'm like,
that's a good
this goes hard. This goes really hard.
one. It do be.
It really do
It do
drop
be
the
going
beat.
hard.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'd be like I'd listen to the odd song here and there, and I couldn't really tell you too many, because by my own admission, it wasn't until I started talking to ArmpitMaiden and another friend of mine where
It all comes full circle.
where I really started listening to metal, because
Aye.
our Armpit Maiden was smart enough to realize that apparently I'm a compositional guy. So he's like, here, listen to this, listen to Whispered, you'll like it.
Whispered good.
He
Oh
was
yeah,
right.
Whispered, very good.
So, you know, still kind of getting my feet wet on stuff, but I'm definitely gonna be looking for more, and also mandatory Hog good.
Hog is
Yes.
good. Question mark? Yes.
No, it is.
I don't know. That one guy on our
It's true.
one guy on your Rate Your Music says otherwise.
Oh yeah, that's that very very uninspired.
Hog bad? Question mark?
Hog mediocre? Question mark.
Yes.
What?
Still question mark.
Oh man. All right, Popu.
So it all circles back to me once again.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I really am quote unquote old fag here when it comes to that shit. Because, I guess I like dove way deep into Touhou a good bit earlier than the rest here from what I've gathered right now. So pretty sure it was around like 2008 or 9 when I first discovered Touhou through YouTube videos and shit. Mainly like Nico re-uploads from stuff like Marisa Stole the Precious Thing and other various iOS's and Innocent Key stuff. Not long after, pretty sure it was like mid 2009, I first discovered Chaos Angel.
The one.
The one and only hero of the Touhou YouTube metal scene.
All
which you
salute.
want to say.
Great respects.
He has or had. I'm pretty sure the channel is still up, but he had like just this wide array of Touhou metal tracks, like from all kinds of circles. Like Undead Corporation was there, Demetori was there, Iron Attack was there. Everyone was fucking there.
Yep.
It took a while for me to actually seek out the bands by themselves, I admit, because for a while, me and even though they didn't want to, my whole circle of in real life friends knew exactly what Touhou Metal Rock 233 sounded like. Because I wouldn't stop listening to that shit. I would shill it to pretty much everyone, and whenever anyone like put on a CD or an MP3 player or whatever, well, with my shit on it, or like and I heard it in the background, I was like, oh yeah, that is Touhou. Rock and Roll 123, originally by fucking Crow's Claw. It's from the Frozen Frog album and shit like that. I'd be just like giving this random ass trivia that no one asked for. That's Touhou Metal and Touhou in general. Dove pretty deep also via like 4chan's JP board, which is where I spent the majority of my youth. I remember being a big fan of certain types of content and pictures. I remember wanting a very specific picture of Flandre and Remilia by the artist by the name of Asanagi, like just tattooed on my back. And to this day, I'm very thankful that 13-year-olds cannot get tattoos like that. Because while I still
That would be pretty cool.
Like, I mean, I appreciate that picture still, but I wouldn't tattoo it on my back, probably.
No.
Or would I?
Well,
That's
forearm,
a discussion
bro.
for another
we
day.
do have a walking legend in server who tattooed a very
Yes.
similar thing on himself, but that's okay.
Hey, mister, what the hell are you talking about?
No idea, mister. No idea.
Yes, that's pretty much the gist of it, really. I played through Touhou 6 to, I think, 12. I got through every single one of those on normal at the very least.
Good.
After that, it kind of broke off. I do admit that. But I still go back from time to time to play some Touhou. Mainly, though, I go back to Mountain of Faith, Subterranean Animism, and sometimes some good old embodiment of Scarlet Devil. And I listen to the music all the time, naturally.
Yeah, at a certain point, Touhou music doesn't really feel like Touhou music anymore. It just kind of feels like, that's the album I listen to a lot. Might as well put it on today.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think that's the
actually.
point.
You're completely right.
I was really
what I just
hoping-
remembered also,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was really hoping when you said that you were an old fag that you were going to tell me you played like highly responsive to prayers and thought it was like the best thing ever.
I'm not that old, all right? No. No, age-wise, I don't. I'm not that much older than you guys, but I just got way deeper into Touhou, I guess, a little bit like earlier. Into metal as well, actually. Like I've been jamming like Monumental Torment and shit like that, and Vehemence when I was 12 and 13. So Yeah, I'm more metal than you guys, so you need to
jeez.
get the fuck out of here.
He's calling it right now, huh? All right, everyone. All right, okay.
All right, everybody leave chat.
Relinquish all power to me. No, but I... No, don't leave me here, friends. I've actually been meaning to say, though, I've been just as much as a parasite. Not just on the... Though not just on the music side, because one thing I to this day torment a lot of my friends with are like Touhou MMD videos and shit like that.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, my favorites are the one by Harpoon-Need.
Yes.
Fear and Loathing in Gensokyo is such a masterpiece.
It's so...
I cannot get over that shit.
Oh, you're giving me heart PTSD. I used to shill Touhou MMD videos a lot during specifically lunch in cafeteria, and I would shill Harpoon-Need's Touhou Metal Theater 1. A fuck ton.
Oh my god, I remember that.
I am patchouli cupcake. I will eat you.
Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Good shit, yeah. It's just great. Oh, yeah, that's my story of how I got into Touhou and Touhou Metal.
Inspiring.
Very inspiring.
I know.
Similar. Creepily similar.
Yeah. What are your favorite circles, my man?
All right, good. I'm happy it's circles and not circle because I would not be able to answer this question. Okay.
No worry.
So everybody here and presumably everybody listening knows there's just simply too much. There's just way too much to put down in one simple question and answer video. But I would say my favorite circles are Thousand Leaves because Kota Nagatomo is one of my favorite guitarists of all time. Dimi Tori because it's Dimi Tori. I'm speaking specifically metal, yeah. I'm Thousand Leaves, Dimi Tori, Undead Corporation, because Pine Tree is one of the most versatile arrangers I've ever not worked with, but ever heard.
Hell yes.
And then Unlucky Morphus and Finally Kissing the Mirror. But outside of those, just outside of metal, Tutty Sound is a really, really big, important one for me, orchestrally. I love Tutty Sound. Wave is great. Floating Cloud, and lastly... Yeah, there's too many. I'm just gonna throw out let's just say Shibian Records and call it a day before I never. No wait, never mind. Take back Tokyo Active Needs. And then I'm gonna shut up.
Ah man, you had to take it back.
All right, good. Anahi, let's continue on your side.
Well,
Don't you dare say Crimson Quietus.
I don't even have a track up for anybody to listen to besides H.O.G. My favorite, I'm gonna do Circle because we've been doing this a while. So, I'm gonna say my favorite Circle, may they rest in peace, is Felt.
Fair.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they've always been the most dynamic when it comes to music, in my opinion. So just they do everything. They'll do hard rock here, they'll do electronic, they'll do some house, they'll do some orchestra, they'll do a tear-jerking piano. They just have some really good arrangers there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm gonna say, because it's hard to pick an album, probably. Okay. Yeah, you forgot an album. Good job.
Yeah.
Probably Black Cloak Skeleton. It's the most just kind of in your face metal, arrangements from Thousand Leaves. It's my favorite album from them, besides their original stuff. So I would say probably Black Cloak Skeleton.
All right. Billy, will it be a short answer from you?
Yes. As one would expect, I don't know many. They've all been mentioned before, but Demetori, Tokyo Active Needs, Felt. And if H.O.G circles are go, then Onryo and Crimson Quietus as well.
Ooh!
Big cool.
Massive boost to my fucking ego right there. Yeah!
Well deserved, man.
One song out. Second song never to come.
Just like most.
No, it will come, I promise. I promise. There will be another.
I look forward to it.
Hell yeah. Ren.
Okay.
Ren,
Yeah,
are you there?
I'm
man.
here.
Good.
All right, so I'm gonna say this right now. I'll start with my favorite album because it's not by any of my favorite circles. But favorite album is probably the first Cafe de Touhou album. That's the one I can just listen to on loop for hours.
My man.
As far
I jammed to that album so
I know,
much.
right? It's just so good. It is Mood the album, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, that was also like a big help to fall asleep for a long time.
yes. As far as like
Such a
actual
long-
favorite circles go, I'd probably have to go with Minimum Electric Design, and that is in no small part due to JD telling me, "Hey, you should listen to them."
That's good.
Let's see, Hatsune Sumiko's, because I am an absolute sucker for funk,
Same.
and
Very cool choice, yeah.
and God, why is the name escaping me right now?
Welcome to the club.
You know what? It's gonna be like 5 minutes after this question. I'm gonna remember. Nah.
I know
Do be
that
like
feel.
that.
It really do be like that sometimes.
Shout it out
I'm,
when
I'm
you
drawing
remember.
a blank.
You could just shout it out very, very abrasively. And
Like
everybody
five
will
minutes.
appreciate
5
that.
minutes later.
Yes.
Before our legendary Lord Popu goes, I'll just give the albums, and I'm only picking 3 to save everybody.
I remember now.
Well, crap.
Rare Terrestrial Records. I warned you.
Go ahead.
It was
Oh my god.
oh my god. Okay, you know what? No, forget it.
No,
Get
back to the void.
back to the void.
All right, before. Okay. Demi Tori's.
Swallow me whole.
Demi Tori's Sending ni Nozomu ga Gotoshi is one of my absolute favorite albums of all time. Early Years of Sorrow from Thousand Leaves because it was my first, and I always go back to it. And lastly, Kissing the Mirror's Words Left Untold, because I still think that's one of the most pinnacles for all of Touhou Metal when it comes to an enjoyable album. That's what. Go ahead.
That Victoria album is so good.
So, for me, okay, I'm gonna work my way up. Actually, first of all, I'm gonna start with the non-metal groups, and I'd say without a doubt, DDBY, the Café de Toho albums, all of them pretty much. Foxtail Grass Studio. Yes, they are just the quintessential Toho chill out troupe for me.
Including
honestly.
Forest 306?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Floating Cloud, because flutes. And the concept of Toho Irish folk is too great. I think, yeah, Ko Ogata was his name, I think. Not a circle per se, but also, once again, Toho Irish folk, solo artist in that regard. He made a bunch of videos actually back then too, on Nico Nico Doga. Some of them got re-uploaded on YouTube, where he just fluted out and took out the lute and all kinds of cool like folk instruments and just jammed out some Toho. And also some other stuff like Juden's Crustaceum from the Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica soundtrack and shit like that. Like, really cool guy. When it comes to metal, Demetori, kind of a, bass reply, but gotta include them really. My favorite would probably from them be Lebenstrieb und Todestrieb. Really great EP overall. Night of the Flesh Eaters and Funk to Funky are two of the greatest arrangements they ever did. After that, Undead Corporation, specifically the Oni Anko albums, like their folk metal albums, beautiful. Like, that is the most impressive and coolest folk metal concept, like, ever, pretty much. Like, it is really what I would imagine folk metal, Japanese ethnic folk metal to sound like, period. It's like just some slamming ass riffs with shakuhachi, koto, shamisen, and taiko drums. Like 70% of the drums are taiko, which is such a cool choice. It just sounds like someone's going haywire on like some trash cans, and it's great. And like pinnacle for me still, Blank Field.
There it is.
Blank Field is it is the most insane sonic avalanche of all things Touhou, and honestly one of the most brutal metal acts to me, period. Like, while staying melodic, I mean, not in short part because of the production, because it's raw as fuck and compressed, like everything's compressed to shit, but it serves its purpose so well. I don't think he even uses a bass track. I think it's just like 3 guitars layered on top over each other as rhythm, together with like insane leads, and that shit's just insanity, pure insanity, man. It's one of the best things I've ever heard in my entire life, and This Is the Dead and I Reach the Deathless is... I cry every time. Man. That's pretty much it.
Can't believe I forgot about Blankfield. I feel like a complete poser now. Anyway.
I mean, you are, so... Doesn't matter.
Yeah, very true.
Same.
Yeah, I should probably just quit.
You're all posers to me.
Oh, man. Oh.
Oh, yeah, so that is almost all of it. I guess we can do the last 2 questions very quick. What is it we hope to bring to the Touhou metal fandom?
I mean, I guess as H.O.G's founder and the weirdo who's been wanting this for years, I could say a lot, but I'll try to keep this short. Basically, all I've ever wanted to do with Touhou music is to basically enhance what's already been there before and to bring new ideas to the table. Me and Anahi during high school, when we were listening to the majority of the fandom, we quickly realized that there was not too much diversity in genres, specifically when it came to metal. And we would just simply make the idea and pact to make a difference, and that's what we're doing now.
Anahi, does he speak for you, or is he speaking out of his ass?
I might be speaking out of my ass, too. I have no idea.
A little bit of both. I know that Armpit wants Lycoris to be like this grand, like, kind of... We've written quite a few tracks for that now, and every single one of them is almost a different genre. So it's pretty exciting to see that.
I wouldn't be able to do that. My OCDs are in the way.
What I'm hoping to bring is something a bit more unique, because personally, I would have loved, when I was discovering black metal, to find like Touhou black metal. And really, the only things that I can think that really come close in like a professional aspect is probably some of the 5150 tracks in between like the power metal stuff. So I'm hoping to kind of bring more of the traditional atmospheric kind of vibe to some of the tracks that, you know, I've been listening to in like melodic death metal or death metal or power metal or all that for years. I kind of wanted to see what they would sound like if given, you know, kind of a darker tone to them. So that's what I hope to bring.
All right.
Kilt.
Billy.
I hope to bring some thal.
Oh, yeah, but dude! I'm talking about.
I'm not qualified to answer this question. Diversity is cool. I want all the genres.
Bro.
It's all cool.
Thal.
8-string thal, lower
9-string
tunings,
thal.
etc. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
I'll make sure to play the 9-string on the next installment.
So,
Oh, Jesus.
so as far as the future goes, I'm gonna keep working on Touhou arrangements, especially now that H.O.G Daybreak has reformed.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes.
Yeah, you know, work on other genres, maybe inch towards metal.
You need some great ass guitar tracks. Hit up a certain someone. You know what I'm saying?
You got it. And it goes both ways. If you need someone to do some like synth work, I'm your guy.
I like the tenor saxophone, but you
Oh,
know,
fuck
just
synth. I want your sax. Yeah.
give me your sax.
Dude, why did we not commission him for the sax?
I don't know. I didn't know.
It is what it is.
I didn't either.
I'm sorry.
No, but synth-wise, honestly, yeah. Like for some of the, I'll be delving like more into the Dry Hands Pulls into Ruin style. So some synth for that would be actually pretty fucking good. So, yeah, let's make that a thing.
Like I said, you got it.
Oh yeah.
Well, Popu, what do you want to bring to this place, to this community, huh? What do you want to do?
Nothing. You all suck. I'm going home.
Wow. Rude.
No. Well, I don't know. Honestly, less than. I guess I just want to give back some of the joy that I had, thanks to Touhou and Touhou Metal, and all the amazing creators that it harbors, and yeah, I just want to be part of that experience.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I want to not just consume. I also want to make people coom.
Oh my fucking God.
Nice.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to say the coom word.
There it is. There it is.
Actually impressed.
The coom word. You mean coom?
But yeah, I fully on agree. I feel like I've already like reciprocated similar sincerities with me talking about H.O.G before. But that's the point. Just giving back.
So, Armpit, I guess you more than anything, because you are the thing that can answer this question.
Oh.
What comes next? What is up
Shifting his
on the...
focus to Lycoris. That's what he's doing.
Whoa, hey, hold on. I mean, yes.
Shifting his
he's
focus
right.
to Lycoris.
I have ADHD and a problem, a clear problem. That's why these things exist. But you're right. What does come next?
Very relatable.
For H.O.G, this is for the listeners' enjoyment. H.O.G 2 is on the way. On the way when? Hopefully aiming for fall Rataise, but I consider H.O.G to be a pass and quality project, so if postponements happen, they happen. But H.O.G 2 CDs soon, very, very soon actually. The shipment is on the way. And presumably more Touhou Metal, for not just only for H.O.G, but within the projects within H.O.G. I'm hearing things from Crimson Quietus, from me, from Dry Hands, and everyone that people are working on new stuff, and it's just exciting to see that the scene is alive again.
We got a lot of exciting stuff coming for H.O.G 2. Some very ambitious endeavors are currently taking on a corporeal form.
Yeah, very
Pretty much.
ambitious and like completely unexpected, and also maybe out of our pay grades. But hey, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah.
All right. That was, dare I say, good session.
Was
I hope
definitely good.
everyone enjoyed our ramblings and that we didn't bore anyone, eh? It was my pleasure to spend this evening with you people. I love every one of you, except, I guess, I only love Billy, honestly, but
Wow.
Expected.
Nah, just kidding. Just kidding. I love you all. This was great. Thank you for joining me today. And finally making the HOGcast a thing after all the setbacks we experienced.
HOGcast episode 1, totally not postponed for like a year. It's good. We're at it. It's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This was recorded in 2023. I swear.
Hey, Lamau.
Hey, thank you, Kermit.
If you kill me, both of us die, said the frog. Lol, said the scorpion. Lemao.
If you kill me, both of us die.
But yeah.
Oh, but that was great.
Thank you everyone for being a part of Holmgang in one way or another, spiritually or as a performer or musician. And thank you for being amazing as always. And also thank you listeners for listening. Well, all 17 of you and probably 8 of you who care for listening to this podcast.
Are we including everybody in H.O.G?
17. God, we're moving up.
Oh my fucking God.
H.O.G has more people, but none that care. No.
They
was
all
great,
care.
though.
We love them. Yeah.
Thank you again. Do we want to make a cheesy little outro? With
How about Touhou Metal forever? Maybe this time without me being completely stupid.
That works.
Yes, let's do that. Let's see how in sync we can get.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Touhou Metal forever.
Forever.
That
That
was
was beautiful. I
that
was
was-
already done for like 5 seconds, but hey.
I'll
There
fix
was
it
an
in
attempt.
post, man.
Just fix it in post like all of our songs.
No, man, we'll do it live.
No. Doing shit in post? Yeah.
Yeah.
Real musicians do everything live.
Oh,
All right. Okay. We can stop recording now.